You guys are pieces of shit. I'm gonna sue you dumb bitches for millions now.
What's your name, badge number?
Yeah,
I don't like your attitude already.
Okay.
Each one of these jackboot thugs sitting here now is literally a Nazi.
Listen to me real fucking carefully.
Sir.
I ain't Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat shit, sweetheart.
You is not gonna put your hands on me, bro. I swear to God, you is not, dude. You is not. I'm not going across the street, you coward.
This is definitely a public area. You done violated my First Amendment rights. You done violated me.
Look it up. No, look, I walk this way. No, I walk this way now.
Say it to my face. I bet you won't. Yeah, where the hell's Ming Ling? No! He's very horny.
I actually don't have to answer any goddamn questions because I have a Fifth Amendment right.
Now that tells me he wants to shoot me. That tells me he wants to riddle my body with bullets.
You're gonna piss me off, buddy boy, you're gonna learn.
Trash cop, pig, checking out the public space. Ooh, you guys got Hershey Kisses. Awesome.
She's kidnapped me now. That's kidnapping.
Touch me again. Touch me again. You're calling the fucking cops? Yeah, fuck off, asshole.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna close the door. I'm just gonna close it. I don't care. Go with me. Go with me. I don't like you.
Buddy, what? I ain't your buddy. Your buddy's in your fucking. Your buddy's in your pants. I ain't your buddy.
I'm not gonna slow anything. You don't tell me what to do, sir. This is my freedom of speech. You don't like it? Get to work.
Get your face out of my face.
No, get your hand out of my face.
You came up to me.
Your hands are in his face, son. Tell your boy, he puts his hands on me again illegally, I'm gonna fuck him up.
I'm here doing my job, working 12-hour shifts every day.
Yep, I'm doing my job.
Yep.
You're dark. Basically, shut your mouth and go back to work.
What's your name?
What's your name?
It's my right. I make the quadruple as you. Have a nice day. You're rude. You look miserable in life.
I'm not detained. I'm not a suspect. If you touch me, we're gonna have problems. You're right. I'm allowed to defend myself.
You're a fucking lesbian. You wanna put my dick in you?
I'm suing everybody.
I'm suing everybody.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. How are you, Will?
Good.
Good. How
you doing?
I'm good. Let's say hi to the people that's here with us today. We have David, who's super proud because 38 years ago he got married. So let's take a minute of silence for his wife. LOL. Yeah, so good for you, David. I hope she's also happy and not just you.
That'll be a huge proponent of that.
Yeah, I hope you both share that feeling, hopefully. We have, of course, Mr. T, who's in the house. What's up, Exposé? One of my favorite content creators. I mean, stop it, buddy. Here on YouTube. And hello to Will. How the knee is doing, Will. So
the knee is the knee. The knee is. It is what it is. The same as it was last night, Rob. Nothing changed.
Did you bust it playing football or basketball or doing something late?
I'll tell this story briefly. Roller skating.
Go for it. Oh, rolling.
Trying to show off for my wife. And my friends are like, Will, why do you have to show off for your wife? You already bagged her. And I'm like, I know.
That is hilarious.
So dumb. I had no business. No business.
I would have.
I'm not 19 anymore.
I would have said a lot of things before rollerblade, but yeah, that's a good one. I have the image in my head, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I used to roller skate very well. Forward, I can skate backwards. Ice skate. I used to be able to do all that. I still can. It was just when I tried going backwards, then there you go.
Yeah, I was a big roller skate person myself at the mid-90s. Yeah, I was able to do a lot. And then it became something that nobody used for some reason and just disappeared. And then it's coming back, so it's funny.
My area, the last 7-8 years has been real popular.
Yeah, well, let's go rollerblade together one day. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm not getting on for a while.
No, that's it. That's it. All right. So hi everybody. So today what we're gonna do, we're supposed to talk about because I announced it a little bit sooner this week that we were gonna talk about do a deep dive in the L Dope Dogg rap sheet criminal record. But Will came up with something a couple of days ago, which is a video from a lawyer. What's his name? I don't remember his name.
Patrick Darcy.
Patrick Darcy. And he came out with a video where he just trashed the whole lawsuit of DMA against Frauditor Troll. And since we talked about that last week or lately, we're gonna deep dive in this video instead. But we will take and we will start with that a quick look on the Dope Dogg. Well, the dog, criminal.
Dog. That's my dog.
But we're not gonna watch Andre Sloan video, but I took it from his video, so we're still gonna give him credit for an amazing job again of exposing the criminal history of one of those morons. But we're not gonna watch the video. We're just gonna go through the meat and potato. So I was, my God, there's a lot of surprise in this criminal history. I don't know if you already have a little.
Well, what stood out to me, and this is what one of the first things that Sloan said in his videos, was just how far back his criminal history goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He started at 15.
These are people that are criminals at like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, totally.
And they're like, 50, 60-year-olds in our society trying to educate the public when they can't even stay out of jail.
Yeah.
Like what sense does that make?
And sometimes it's stuff like it's really not pretty, because you see things like a hit and run. That's not good. That's not cute. That's not something that's funny. Like getting cut with weed when you're 18 or whatever. Hit and run, that's bad. That's really bad, actually. So at first he start drive while he's suspend. We saw that a lot, right?
That's pretty common, but that's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's multiple reasons why a person can have their license suspended or drive without a license. I do. Obviously, a person should have a driver's license, but I don't think that's a heinous or a really a major crime. Maybe it's repetitive.
There's way better stuff coming in. Trust me.
You know what it is? I'll put it like this: since
since
there are states, especially in the Midwest, where you don't even need a driver's license to purchase a motor vehicle. If someone drives the vehicle, but they are like Wanda Mize's wife, or I guess her name is Wanda, but Robert Mills' wife. She owned the vehicle but didn't have a driver's license but she purchased it in her name. Sure, if she drives without a license, that's why a lot of times cops let people go if they don't have a criminal record for that reason.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but then when he escalates, that's a problem.
It escalates exactly because hit and run and driving while intoxicated. That's not good. That's not good at all. Troll Media Group is in the house. Yeah, he's here. What's up, buddy?
Keep up the fight. We're gonna go down swinging.
Yeah. So this is how it starts. We're gonna go to the other page, and then we start to see some. It escalate pretty quickly. Let's say that.
Look, from driving without a driver's license, burglary, assault, possession.
Yeah, and the one on top is assault, domestic violence, guilty, 365 days jail, 2 years probation. So that means like he did something. You know what I mean? Like it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not just something in the air.
What I'm noticing is so when you look at the assault charges, they suspend a lot of the days, even with the minor possession. And that was something that we talked about in another video. I forgot whose history. Oh, Tyrant TTA family. But they give these guys a lot of breaks. If you're sentenced to 1 year in jail, but they suspend 363 days, you're spending 2 days in jail.
I know.
For a felony. but they're saying that the government is against them. If anything, government.
It's a tyranny. It's a tyranny, man. Stop it. It's a tyranny. Come on. Those guys they can literally do domestic violence and just walk out after a couple of days. Give me a break here. But we can see how the guy is escalating. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I thought that Dope Dogg Eat Potra was just a goofy moron. I have to be honest. I didn't thought he has. When I saw that, I was like, "Whoa!"
This definitely opened my eyes to what he's capable of.
Oh yeah. He's a real freaking maniac. He's not just a guy yelling
talking to himself, mumbling under his breath
in the street or auditing a McDonald's drive-thru. He's serious. He's have some serious issue. The guy.
I say
yes. Oh, Sadie, please no donation. You make me feel I cannot melt into thanking you again. I'm gonna feel bad.
We're all on the same understanding. Once she's able, she's gonna email us both, and we're both gonna send her some nice stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Send me an email. I'm gonna send you some stuff. But assault caused bodily injury, family member, assault by contact. This is not going well. You can see a guy that's crushing pretty hard here.
I think it's 13-month period, 3 assault charges, especially the family members. I'm just wondering. Now, for all we know, the crime is the same because, one is domestic violence, one is assault by contact family member or bodily injury family member, but he's living in 2 separate places. One, he's living in the state of Washington. The other, he's living in the state of Texas. So for all we know, Texas charged him assault by contact of a family member or bodily injury to a family member, but it could have been domestic violence those 2 occasions as well. Could have been.
Mm-hmm.
But it's model citizen. I don't think so.
Know that he's guilty each time. Like he's and 90 days jail, 12-month probation, $1,000 fine. This is some serious stuff, man. Yeah. All right. So let's see where it goes after this beautiful progression. So driving while no, this is the first one. Is it the first one?
No. Look at the timeline.
No, we're good.
But okay, so
listen, suspend driving. Yeah. So then he stopped driving carefully.
Wait, hold on,
then we have some good stuff here.
Wait, go back just real quick.
Yeah.
He lives in Washington. All these shit randomly. He's in North Dakota. Like what?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even notice it. All right. So next one, malicious mischief and assault. This is a bit older. Malicious. What is malicious mischief? What is that?
Criminal mischief. It's when
mischief.
It's not. It's when you haven't done anything that constitutes to a typical felony. So you haven't committed assault, you haven't committed burglary, but it's a misdemeanor. Now it's malicious mischief in the 3rd degree. I don't know what kind of a charge that would be. Typically, criminal mischief is someone that like tags a building or I mean, I know in some places, I know in New York, I think subway hoppers count as a criminal mischief. I'm not sure, but it's a misdemeanor, so it's not a major charge, and they dismissed it. But
yeah, and they suspend everything, like the jail, honestly, fine, everything. Look at this thing.
Yeah. It's the next step from disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct, I mean, rarely cops will even slap cuffs on you. It'll just be a fine. I mean, people never go to jail for disorderly conduct. For malicious mischief in the 3rd degree, malicious, I'm assuming, I don't know. I have to look at it for the state of Washington, but criminal mischief, yes, a person could be incarcerated, but they're not going to be incarcerated for long. Like, okay, someone urinates in public, that's typically like criminal mischief, something like that.
Okay. So, and most recently, criminal possession of drug, big surprise, use or possess of property subject to crime. So, what would that be here? What is it?
What is what? What was your question?
The second one from the top. Use of possess of property subject to crime, forfeiture. What is that?
I'm not sure. That's worded weird. But that's Montana.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea what it means.
Hold on. I'm actually gonna look it up because that's worded really weird.
Yeah, and then of course criminal possession of dangerous drug. So another surprise.
So subject to criminal forfeiture. Maybe go back just real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So okay. So it means he had an illegal substance, obviously.
Okay. So he wasn't his. Okay.
What is criminal?
So
I'm not an attorney. People,
it's okay. It's okay.
I pretend to be an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything.
Don't worry.
That's worded so weird.
So I love it because he clearly had 3 phases. At first, the driving, and then the domestic abuse, and then is this drug phase. Around like a bit before COVID. So it's
gotcha.
Yeah. You can see the 3 chapter of his demise is beautiful.
I understand. They put that charge there because he was in possession of drugs, but they took criminal forfeiture means that the state took the drugs away from him, but they had to give him a criminal charge in order to take the drugs lawfully from him. So that's what it means when it says use of possession. That's why I think it says count 2 dismissed. So they dismissed that charge, but they had to charge him with it anyway.
Okay. You're so good at that stuff. Assault law enforcement officer in 2024. Have we seen that? We saw a video of that? Where that is?
I saw where he put his finger in the officer's face like 3 months ago, and I put that video. Assault. Wait a minute.
That's like a year ago.
Hold on. We might have to go through. We might have to go find that. Hold on.
Because this is all his most recent stuff, and it's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
of course. Yeah, it's good stuff. You know.
I mean, some of this, it's like okay, so like the trespass. That was, I think that stems from the iconic video with the dancing officer. I think.
This is all the fraud thing. You can tell now. This is the fourth and final chapter of his demise. The fraud thing.
But I'm just looking. Hold on. April 29th, 24. I'm actually just on this channel real quick. I'm just having a peek.
It's pretty much the same evolution as a character than Joshua from Broken Face, Broken Foot. I don't remember whatever his name is. And it was the same type of thing. It starts with driving and then drugs and then abuse and then, fraud thing. So it's a curve. I think it's a learning curve that those guys go through. It's cute.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just
so he did some. If I say he did some jail, not that much because most of the time it's suspend and dismiss and whatever. What's the point of giving a bunch of like jail time and fine if they just suspend everything?
Well, that's a problem with the judicial system because they allow these criminals so much leeway. They let them get away with it.
Yeah, and don't forget, people, this is a tyranny. So let's keep that in mind. That we're living in a tyranny. So
now hold on. Now I'm just looking at that guilty 10 days in jail. 4/29/24. I see a video from May 4th.
So it's crazy. They break the law and then they receive nothing, and they're still mad. And doing more crime as a reaction to that. That's amazing. Those guys, man.
All right, I'm just
do your thing. I'm just checking the last page. Hell, Dope Dogg eat Joseph Poitras.
This is the 28th.
At least 26 different address in at least 5 states. 26 different address in 5 states. That's
I can't find a video, but I'm sure that was. So it says. Wait, hold on. In the video, Audrey uses the last name Hellraise, and I was playing it in the background. I'm like, no way, that's his actual last name, Heath Hellraise. But he had it redacted, so I think that's just like a pseudonym he uses for him. I'm like, oh my god, imagine if that was his actual last name.
But also, somebody says that he has mental health problems, according to his lawyer, in July 2023.
No way.
Yeah, and he has tattoo, one on the right forearm and 2 on the left forearm. I never saw those. We never see him. I'm gonna give him something that I like to give something sometime positive to Frauditor. Like I'm not just a hater. You know what I mean? Sometimes I give him something, and he's really good to never appear anywhere. And I don't know, it's just because he's never collaborate with nobody filming him or anything. But I cannot find a picture of him nowhere. Is nowhere. And good for him. He managed to do that like a champ. Yeah, I have 1 picture of him, and that's it. Like, or two pictures.
I think those are the same 2. That's kind of
it's the same 2, and everybody have like the guy is really good at it.
One of his profile picture.
Yeah, one of his exactly. So he's good at that stuff. It's really good. So yeah, he has mental problem. I could have told you that. Department. What is those things there? The 3 last thing. Okay, a divorce. Divorce.
Disillusion. Disillusion is different than divorce. Disillusion is.
It's different. Okay.
Yeah. Usually, it's 2 people are separated for a period of time, and it's just they just have nothing. Okay. But yeah. So that doesn't surprise me. But then 10 years later, he was sued for child support.
Yeah, $7,000 for child support, unpaid child support. I guess that's the amount here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You think he pays now or?
I doubt it.
So that was the rap sheet of Dope Dogg. So as I was saying, it's 4 chapter: the driving, the domestic abuse,
You know what I wonder?
the drug, and the frauditors.
If you go back to the first page, I wonder what happened to him, because if you notice, wait a minute, that can't be.
What?
Oh, I think that's a typo. Can you go to that last page?
Last page.
Yeah, so he's okay. So he's born in so that's a typo on Sloan's part. If you go to the first, he said he was born in 1980, but he put 1988. So I thought that meant that his criminal record was like almost 40 years old. I think that's the same date. Driving with license suspended, misleading statement. That's what I understand.
Okay,
I understand. Okay, I need that clarified. I'm sorry.
All right. So that was it. I was to admit, I'm gonna say I was surprised. This is way more juicy than I thought at first when I checked the video of Andrew.
I was mind blown. I thought, honestly, I assumed it was like possession, distribution.
That's it.
You know,
7K in back child support is only a couple of years. Well, thank you for this information because I have no idea.
No. I mean, maybe like 2 years. You know, so in that case, for all we know, he had a child in the last 5 years with someone, which
someone in this world as Dope Dogg as a father.
Unfortunately,
whoa, that's rough. That's a rough start, man. And well, my best wishes and thought and prayer to that kid.
My condolences.
Don't give up, man. And hang on. So that was it. That was it for the Dope Dogg. It's more criminal than I thought. I thought it was just a goofy Muppet voice type of moron, but he's a criminal. He is. Yeah. And
Don typically charges a felony in the second degree, I believe.
I wonder why I'm still surprised sometimes. Like it's. There's a reason why they're doing this, and I'm still surprised sometimes that when I see why they're doing it, and in this case, it's pretty clear. What else they're gonna do? You cannot work at Target with that kind of rap sheet. All right, so now we're gonna watch a video from Patrick Darcy. Patrick Darcy is a lawyer, so I think you received some critique, Will, lately, because some people seem to critique you as your legal knowledge or something like that, like the lawyer of DMA. I noticed he was on your case. I noticed that he was on your case. Like he's participating a lot in your communication. Even put some cartoon of you. I'm pretty sure you saw it, of you in a weird suit and everything, having some pee stain on you, which was very, very classy. So this dude, that's this lawyer that we're gonna talk about, made the lawsuit from DMA, and this lawyer that we're gonna watch a video that I didn't know. I didn't know the guy. He looked like a lawyer. I don't know if you know him, but he does look like a lawyer, maybe more than the one that DMA hired. And he just go through the lawsuit and just like tear it down, but not just tear down the fact that I think personally, as a commentator, I'm not in legal, I'm not like none of that said. I think as a YouTuber, this is a frivolous lawsuit. That's my opinion. And I was watching this video, and that guy not only proved me that this is a frivolous lawsuit, but it was also right by someone who doesn't even know what he's doing. So that's very interesting. I'm gonna pop it in. It's only 15 minutes. We're gonna stop while we watch, and it's very fun. It's very good. Here, this is the guy. Yeah, there's the guy. All right. He's a lawyer though. He's a little bit beige. He's a little bit drab. He's not like the most entertaining guy, but listen to what he's
very straight. He's very straightforward about the law, and he doesn't let emotion cloud his judgment. I know people are saying, "Oh, he sucks. He's a Frauditor Troll supporter." He's not a Frauditor Troll supporter. He calls things out the way he sees it.
Yeah. And I check his the order of his videos, and he's not like on one case. It's not the kind of guy that just try to harass like certain like DMA or whatever. He's just he critique law, whatever. You know, he's not just like into frauditing. But he did some good video that I was checking about the delete laws and other guy like that. So it's, anyway, if you want to see maybe a more legal aspect of this will, he might be a good guy for it. But I discovered him this week, so I'm not vouching for him. Maybe he's a weirdo. I have no idea. But so far he look legit. All right, so we're just gonna watch it. Will, you want to say something before we start that? Maybe some context. Nothing. We're all good.
Let's go.
All right.
First thing I want to look at is the DMA lawsuit against.
Do you have the sound?
Yep.
All right.
Frauditor Troll. So let's just pull it up on the screen. I'm going to move very quickly. So I'm not sure if this is the Randy Newman that wrote "I Love LA." If it is, my hat's to you. Love the song. The lady that sat in the front seat with the red hair and the Varney sunglasses. Everybody wanted to sit next to her. You put plaintiff when you're going to define it as plaintiff. Same with defendant. The word would be entitled, in my opinion, not titled. None of this actually changes the substance of the complaint. And also periods, then the apostrophe. And don't start with indefinite pronouns. It is throughout the paper.
We would have some good advice here, actually. Easy.
Right. Beginning a sentence with "it" is discouraged in many pleadings because it's very, my boss used to say that to me when I first started working for him. I would say "it" or "he" or "she." Say who is he? Who is she? What is it? You always want to be as specific as possible, because then you don't know who or what you're actually referring to.
And this is something you're going to see in most writing in general. Like I write script, and a lot of time you do your description of action and just like he, she, and everything, and people read it and they're like, I need to be sure what you're talking about here. If I missed, if I switch to character, I'm going to change the whole freaking movie. Let's see Sadie first. Just a little comment. And Patrick is an amazing lawyer. If he says he's in trouble, he knows his stuff. Ask him to comment on it. Fantastic. Thank you, Sadie, for that.
Critique, you mentioned mockery. To me, those would be things under fair use in terms of its analysis.
Missions of pleading. Okay.
I'm just looking at this.
Thank you, Victoria. Just real quick, Victoria, for member for 3 months. Glad to be a channel member. Thank you, Victoria, for your support of my channel. Your support's very much appreciated.
You guys, you're so supportive. It's crazy. Honestly, if you check the amount of subs we have versus the amount of support that small amount of people bring, it's crazy. Yeah, the ratio, the proportion of support we receive for that amount of it's amazing. Amazing. You guys are amazing.
Looking at this as if I was writing it. Attorneys apostrophe no. Look at the California style manual on that. That sec was Latin, so it's never italicized. It's like ex parte. Remember how you lost your ex parte? That's not italicized either. Infringing content. Well, you talk about infringing video. You define that term. So why cause a confusion between the two terms? I would just make it infringing video. Keep it consistent. Another judicial admission is that it was published through the YouTube platform. We'll get to that in a second. Judicial admission, the largest video sharing platform. Again, I would knock out the "and" operating under. You can get rid of all this crap. It is the DMCA. It's Captain Obvious here. Otherwise, what act are we talking about? In terms of my training, if you want to call it that, in law school, I was taught copyright law by the federal judge. He was the chief judge of the Federal Court of Claims, and he wrote significant portions of the DMCA. That was 20 years ago. Here it says, however, these sentence interrupters, you can always get rid of them. You mentioned in a more generic sense the alleged infringer, but since you are accusing Frauditor Troll of infringement, I think you ought to get rid of the word alleged. And then here's what I call tough
you're not
and irrelevant.
By using the term alleged, and I mean typically if you are the person filing the charge, you don't use the term alleged. Typically, the judge will use the term alleged, or the other side will use the term alleged. But you want to be clear, like in your mind, hey, you committed the crime. Exactly. That's the reason. That's the reason why I'm filing this. He's so alleged. Oh, thank you, MC, as well. Thank you for a great job. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much.
7 months. That's crazy. Yeah, that's great. When did you start? Like a year and a half ago, something like that?
I mean, Frauditor videos like Christmas of 23. So yeah,
Okay.
18 months.
That's good.
Yeah.
Who is this lawyer? Who is this lawyer? Lawyer. It's Will. You want to give him this little nugget of information?
This is Patrick Darcy. He's he knows what he's talking about. You know, he made it clear from the beginning he's not a copyright lawyer, but he knows. You know, I mean, most lawyers know the basics, and he's just going over the basics. And at this point, he's just critiquing just some of the language, you know, from the lawyer.
Yeah. We're good. Let's move on. Complaint drives, no content creators. What is this? Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. The complaint grabs out of content creators must comply with the law to protect their works. The legal doctrine surrounding this situation described as tough shit, and I this is a thing. This is a big. I love it. It's like he's gonna talk about it right now, but I just love that segment.
You're complaining that small publishers are burdened by a certain procedure they have to follow. Tough shit. Infringers, like defendant, exploit this.
That's his go-to phrase.
Content that is unlikely registered. You don't know that, and this is a conclusory and pure argument, so it would be attacked on 12b6 as a bullshit allegation. The word
tough shit changed the law. Look at that. The whole thing here. Yeah, tough shit, man. Change the law. That's beautiful.
Pure argument, so it would be attacked on 12b6 as a bullshit allegation. The word in, you use that quite a lot. Paragraph 17, 18, and further on. You seem to like that. You like the indefinite pronoun it. Here's an admission that there will be expensive federal litigation. Gets to the next point. On my channel, which is small compared to these Kingpin channels, like, you know, Direct D and Chili. Anyway, I got a video that almost has done 200,000 views, which is staggering for my channel. And I think it made $300. So we're not talking about a lot of money here. And I gave that money away to between Direct D and Richard, who actually filmed the video, because I don't really give a shit about the money. Here you go. So how much are we really fighting over here? You talk about sporadic ridicule. Well, isn't ridicule is part of the fair use, you know, theory of arguing these points. So you're basically admitting to this stuff. Here is it contradicts paragraph 33, which is police misconduct when you talk about being public advocates.
He contradicts himself a lot in this. That's what's so crazy about this. And that was what I said when we reviewed the initial complaint. Apparently that makes me an idiot, but okay.
Billions of dollars, billions of views, Scott. Bowel movement, I did delete that because I didn't want you to see it. This is just something that we're sharing here together. Have and has, you like to use that a lot. 231,000 subscribers, well done. YouTube has, you put a ranking here. I think since you're in Chili's backyard here, California, why didn't you list him first? Come on, let's be fair here. Chili's got the largest subscriber base of anyone that you've listed in California. I like Nasty Nathaniel 69, great name. I'm giving him his props. Imagine saying that in front of the jury. They, these, this, purport, ambiguous word, wouldn't use it. Consists of mockery, insults, narration to provoke laughter. Yeah, well, we'll get to that. Those all covered under the fair use analysis.
Listen, hold on. And this is, understand. This is his whole argument. Did I not say the exact same thing when we covered this? And I was like, because I have an annotated copy of the complaint here, and I was watching this video, and I was like, a lot of the things that Patrick is alleging, and or he's alleged, it's like I said the same thing. He's talking about mockery, personal interest, and narration. But I like how we crossed out superficial narration. Like, frick is that? It's narration. You don't need the word superficial. Assigned to provoke laughter. Yes, that is fair use. That is a transformative purpose of the video. Now, if you don't mind, for one moment, if I may say,
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't remember it. I gotta pull it up. One moment. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
You may.
Since I'm just gonna read my community post. Since apparently I confused my entire audience or just one channel hater with my statement in my most recent live stream, let me offer some clarity. To clarify my statement, if I say I hate frauditors at the end of a video, that's fair use. It transforms the purpose. Was not intended to suggest that such a statement in isolation constitutes fair use. My position is when a video is repurposed with commentary that is crucial and or contrary to the original content, it serves a different and transformative purpose. This is the key factor in a fair use analysis. Additionally, the inclusion of criticism or the other elements that paragraph 24 alleges, it satisfies another recognized standard of fair use doctrines, as courts have consistently held that criticism, comments, and research all weigh under the Fair Use Law Act, whatever. So, yeah, people are like, oh, Will, you said that. All I have to say at the end of the video, that's not what I said. You're literally using one sentence and using that as your basis to call me an idiot. I'm not an idiot. That's not what I said. That's not the basis. But if clip that. You guys want to clip that and make racist memes of me? Clip that. Carry on. Carry on.
Oh, that was beautiful. Just before I carry on, I have a little nugget here. Took me 2 months just to figure out on my phone with the YouTube app did not display the ability to join as a member.
It's so dumb. You should be able to do it on your phone, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like too, but whatever. At least you're here now, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, City, again. Don Willis, he lost the argument with one common admission to being fair use, even little to transformation falls flat. What do you have to say about that, Will?
I'm sorry. He loses the argument with one comment admission to being fair use. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what he's saying.
Schnit. I thought you would.
I'm sorry. Hold on. He loses. No, put up again. I'm sorry. He loses the argument with one comment admission to being fair use. Well, did he say something was fair use? Or
no, I don't think so.
Well, here's what's strange. He doesn't know. I don't want to say he doesn't know, then he's going to insult me. Paragraph 24, and this was the whole thing that I said. He claims that by adding mockery, insults, narration, provoking laughter, it doesn't give transformative insight. I disagree with that.
Yeah,
it's like the emphasis is not on analysis or critique. A lot of videos are on analysis or critique. A lot of them are. I try and use my videos as a form of critique and pointing out to what the law actually says. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I have to keep, apparently one mentally ill attorney keeps saying I'm putting out the interpretation that I'm an attorney. I'm not an attorney. But that's my objective with my videos. Transformative insight is adding analysis, is critiquing, is in some cases mockery. It is. It transforms the nature of the original video because we have a separate audience. And that's a whole argument.
Yeah.
Lucid made that argument, but that's, we can move on.
Under which category your channel is?
Entertainment.
Are you entertainment? Okay, cool.
Because it entertains my audience. People laugh.
Yeah. No, but if you would have been under educational, they can like do something because
I can't educate anyone. I'm not an attorney. You know, Patrick probably is his category probably is education because he's
some of frauditors, they're under educational,
but they're not education.
No, seriously, like California news now, he's under educational. So some of them are under it. So that's why I was asking you, because if you're under educational, then they have a more of a. It's easier to get on the channel because you pretend to educate. So if you say something that's wrong, obviously they can. But if you're under entertainment commentary, then there's literally no limit. Basically, of what it's commentary is me saying, "Wow, this is dumb. Whoa, I don't get it," and that's it. That's it. But anyway. I think we try to do it better than that, right? I think we go further than that. You and me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I try to include some because of those live stream. I'm learning a lot of stuff. David teach me a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to include more and more, knowledge in my commentary. But honestly, I don't even have to. I could just keep it really basic and call them a bunch of moron. That would be it.
I mean that falls under the criteria. Now look, the whole thing is, instead of getting on this platform and calling everyone an idiot that doesn't agree with what you say or saying that your pleadings have holes, I would just like to know what exactly the desired outcome is. As in, what exactly are you like? What do you think the standard should be when it comes to actually what do you think is enough commentary or not enough commentary or additions to a video? If something is copyright, I mean that's what this all is. Okay, can you use a copyright video after it's been copyrighted? The argument is, in essence, fair use doesn't even protect these guys. So it's almost like this lawsuit isn't so much about copyright, it's more about fair use. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about those things. I think that if it's like those guys that do a movie critique and stuff like that, a lot of them receive a lot of strike because they use the footage of the movie and everything. So I think in a case like that, I mean, it should be okay, but I don't like it. Like I think that if you talk about something, you should be able to show it freely. Personally, that's what I think. And sport game, but the guy that do NFL, they barely can show anything, or they try to, put it in a tiny screen on the corner, whatever, change it enough because the NFL is gonna, strike. Some company like Sony or Paramount, they strike everything you use of them.
Right.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Yeah, it's still a Wild West. It's not clear. All that stuff is not clear. But when it comes to movies and stuff like that, I think I understand a bit more. But if you just go out in the street to film people and shit on them, and then you mad at me because I shit on you, then no, that's not okay. If your life is on the internet, if your whole existence is to be online and to do stuff online, I should be able to talk about it freely and use your stuff freely. That's what I believe.
What I don't want to have you tell me or anyone is that you are the arbiter of what is the good speech versus the bad speech. And to that, our founding fathers would tell you to go to hell, because the First Amendment is not subject to what you think it is. You are an advocate. You are biased.
Thomas, I do not give a legal opinion. My opinion is not based off law. My opinion is based off of facts, based off my interpretation of what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And even if that's the case, how do I have a weak mind? Like, come on now. Like, again, these must be one of the lawyer's friends. It's sending his friends here to insult me, or a sock account to insult me. Like, come on now. Like, I'm making it clear I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal opinions. I can't give a legal opinion. I'm not an attorney. I'm simply giving an opinion based of what I am reading, based on my understanding of how the judicial system works.
Exactly.
Plus, all because I talk about using the term "it," like the other lawyer did, saying, "Oh, that's not good practice in a pleading." I work in the legal sector. I draft pleadings on a daily basis. I know language. The first thing is that you learn when you work in the legal sector. Language is everything. So I understand that, but whatever. Go ahead.
In favor of the Constitution. So you may not like my speech, but I don't give a shit. I might not like yours, but I'll protect your right to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love the name.
Say more butts.
Hey, everybody.
Mocking their voice, manners, appearance, perceived emotional state. All of that is within the fair use analysis.
Yeah.
Degeneration Nation, great name. Many, kind of a sloppy word to use. Ridicule again, but again, these are inconsistent ways you're arguing the same stuff. Once again, tough shit about without a registration, you cannot sue. Know this. I don't know that you have proven that they know this. Maybe this has just been a pattern in practice.
Yeah.
You can get rid of in this case. Long before plaintiff and operative registered the original work. So if he did long before it was registered, then how did he know that there would be a copyright claim coming down the pike at the time he uploaded it? He couldn't have. Exploits a known gap in the enforcement. Known? I didn't know about it. I'm a lawyer. So argumentative and, not really factual because you're presuming things that you can't prove. And it repeats and repeats again. Who base their content upon stolen videos. Well, what about the terms of service?
That's nonsense.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Exactly. So it's fine.
And I mean personally, I wouldn't use the term stolen videos. I wouldn't.
No,
I think that's
of course not. Yeah. And every day when I'm looking to find video to talk about, I'm going through, I dig and dig and dig. I see so many channels that just literally take video of, whoever, like whatever, Josh Abrams, whatever, and just play it. And they just mention it's not their video at the beginning, but that's it. They don't do nothing. And most of them are like 5 views. It's weird. Why they don't complain about those dude? You know what I mean? Like they just.
So it's fun, it's funny, which is interesting because the other stupid ass.
Yeah.
I realized it.
You didn't saw it? Okay.
Oh, that's great. One of the assertions by the attorney that's handling the case was because I saw someone had commented that, well, one of the biggest people that actually legitimately steals frauditors' videos are other auditors, and they don't even add a lick of commentary. But the assertion, the assertion, yeah, News Now Ninja.
That's a good example because that dude, that's it. That's 99% of the time, and many other Rogue Nation, Freebird, they just play shit.
Fisherman,
Oh my God, all the time they just play shit. They just a Rago Monkey. Oh my God.
But
and those are the one we know. But every day, I'm telling you, when I'm looking for videos,
Floyd Wallace, him too.
I find so many of them, many.
But the thing is, but the lawyer's assertion is it doesn't matter whether they're stealing their content. He assumes that they gave other auditors permission. Well, that's not necessarily the case.
Oh no, it's not true.
If I will never forget one content creator, I'll just say it. Michael Kaiser, Fraud at Wrangler, stole one of my videos. One of his last videos, he just outright screen recorded it or downloaded it. And I knew it because I added specific captions in the video that he used. Now, I felt as though I didn't complain about it. And it's still on my list of videos that have, like people have used my content for copyright. I've never attempted copyright. I could have argued about it. I just let it go. But I did not give him permission. If I wanted to pursue him and have that video taken down, I could because that's my work.
Yeah.
I transformed the video. He just copied it.
Yeah.
So you can't just be under the assumption that, I'm assuming that he gave permission. That's not necessarily what happens. Other content creators, even that make content of the same genre, will steal your videos and you can have them taken down.
It's funny that it's only a problem for them when you disagree, which is the irony of it is so hilarious.
Hey, Thomas, are you a U.S. citizen? Be honest.
Oh, I answered that question already. I'm not. I just work here. So, but I'm still an adult, and I pay taxes here. By the way, way more than the frauditors I'm talking about. It's like yeah. So that make me, I'm not a citizen, but I pay taxes in this freaking place, and that's it. So, also I'm an adult. I can read stuff. I can, I'm aware of my surrounding. I don't need a passport to be aware of my surrounding.
You don't make videos where you mumble under your breath, waddling in circles outside of supermarkets.
No.
Isn't that I thought that was the standard though. That's the standard of being an educator in our society.
Anywho, all right, let's go. Let's finish that thing. Wait. Is there like anything? Yeah, I didn't mind about the question, by the way. I don't feel it was attack or anything. I don't care that people think that my opinion is less valid because I don't have a passport for a country. It's funny. And by the way, when I check a video like from Dope Dogg or anything, I'm like, I know way more about this country than this dude that was born there. So
right.
I don't really see the the correlation here. But anyway,
Sadie, just so you know, we allow everyone to spew their
An honor about is a
nonsensical,
poor way.
unethical opinions. If he wants to talk about having people removed,
no, because contrary to DMA and all those people, I believe in freedom of speech and the good, the bad, the ugly, anything. So it's all good, unless it's a direct attack to someone or you feel directly threatened by someone. Then you can tell me I'm going to remove the person. But otherwise, people can say whatever they want. I really don't care. But as long as it doesn't, ruin the experience of everybody else. So just put in a comment if somebody goes too far. Then I'll do something. Otherwise, it's all good.
Poor way to describe things.
Oh, hold on. Ice is approaching. Good. It's hot. I could use some ice in my drink here. Oh, you're bringing me ice.
Cute.
Great. Thanks.
That's cute.
I could use some.
Oh my god.
So I think it's interesting. I'm sorry. Just pause real quick. But because it's like this whole lawsuit, this lawyer has gloated at the fact that, oh, well, this lawsuit is possible because you agreed to jurisdiction and agreed to venue by filing a contested takedown. But then, and I think Patrick's going to mention this, Patrick talks about enjoining YouTube in this action because YouTube is what's allowing the quote-unquote stolen content. And the lawyer's like, no, why do we include YouTube? Why do we include YouTube? So how is it a double standard? And look, I'm not a lawyer. Maybe if someone wants to explain that to me without calling me an idiot, that would be helpful. How is it that venue is dictated by YouTube's terms of service, especially after, in this case, Frauditor Troll contested the takedown? So why is Patrick not right about enjoining YouTube in this action when it's not Frauditor Troll necessarily that allowed the video on the platform, but YouTube?
Yeah.
So why is there a double standard? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Using honor about is a poor way to describe things.
Exactly.
Besides,
you click on the video the day it was uploaded. Just say on this date. That's fact. And when you put a complaint together, there's two aspects: law and fact. This is a paragraph of fact. You don't have to say honor about. That's what ChatGPT would say. Not. I don't think an actual attorney would have. Oh, whatever.
Published, right? That would be a date that could be judicially noticed. So rather than just say honor about, why don't you just look it up and put the date down? Okay. Look it up. You don't need to put honor about. More of the same types of things. Judicial admission that this is a spectacle of ridicule. Its purpose, not discussion, is derision. I think that's true.
That's covered under derision.
Yep.
It's plaintiff personally mocking his voice. Again, that's all judicial admissions as far as I'm concerned. You said that there's no attribution. Well, 231,000 viewers. Wouldn't people know who this is? I call BS.
Well, that's BS. Can you go back real quick? And I said this about the complaint. Number one, people should know who it is. But also, defendant also chose not to provide any link to plaintiff registered video or channel. Again, he made it clear who was the subject of the video. He that was his introduction.
Search it. Yeah.
Hey, if I'm an idiot for saying that, I'm an idiot. But he told everyone from the jump who was the channel he was covering, who made the original video. He said it was DMA. And even with that, throughout the video, he references DMA. And people, all you have to do is go, let me not say all you have to do, because then I'm going to be quoted. But go onto that video. You can't because it's gone now. You deleted it. But look in the comments section where people reference that it was DMA in the video. That would indicate that his audience knew who the registered video was referring to. He doesn't have to provide a link. All you have to do is type DMA.
Yeah.
But then defendant did everything possible. Yeah, I love that. Defendant his version would be the one that generated attention, engagement, and ad revenue while denying plaintiff even the most basic attribution. That's Randall Newman. You're an idiot. Denying if even the most basic attribution. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. You hear me, Randall Newman? You're a complete idiot. Your words, Randy, not mine. Carry on. Sorry, I can't help myself. Sorry. But no, it's It's nonsense. It's nonsense. You're muted, Exposer. I was wondering why I was quiet. You're muted.
Am I still muted?
Yeah, you're unmuted now. You're muted. I was wondering why I was quiet.
I think I did it by accident. That's so funny.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just saying, there's a little comment here. It's okay because I pay taxes. So if I pay taxes, I can give my opinion. That's my, if I pay taxes in a country, it's because I can give my opinion on that country. It's not about a passport for me. It's about paying tax. This, just want to check that comment here. This is just the latest one initial. Yeah, no, I mean, DMA, man, is crashing hard. It was 2 years ago. He was running the show, but now it's just like going nowhere.
3. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest with you. When I started putting videos out, that frauditing was already dying. Like, I remember right around the time I
mean, this is something that's dead on arrival, man. I mean, this is not something that can go through history anyway. But this is dying. People say it's dying since what's the name of the guy that was having fun with his daughter that's in jail now, and Patty Cake, the friend of Patty Cake. The guy.
Who? PayPal
Patty, his friend that's in jail because he was having too much fun with his own family. What's his name? Whatever. People, I heard that it's dying since those dudes. You know what I mean? Every 6 months it's dying. But there's always a new batch of morons every 6 months that show up.
I mean, to me,
just revive the fire, man. Like 1 year ago, there were no Siberian tiger. There were no and then poof, and then they just revive the whole thing.
TTA fam.
It's not that it's some are dying, but the thing is not dying yet.
To
people
me,
still like.
I said this under my video. Well, not my video because I didn't do a video on it. I did a video responding when the lawyer referred to me as an idiot. But it's like I said that this is a desperate attempt by DMA to garner attention because his channel is dead. You have 240,000 subs. Any other type of content you produce, 240,000 subs, you're getting 500,000 views on any video.
Yeah.
And he can barely, so he puts a live stream out where he can't even get 1,200 subscribers in 10 hours.
It's far from
with 240,000 subs. Listen, you remember the other, like 3 weeks ago when you lost power and you and I were live for like a half hour?
Yeah.
On my little channel, that live stream has 1,300 views. And I'm just standing there talking out of my ass saying, I don't know what to talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just a desperate attempt to try and get attention. And you know what? It worked. We're talking about it,
Yeah.
I'm a content creator. I believe like this lawyer is probably constantly egging me on so I can mention him so people can go check out his channel. I mean, what is he gonna, what's he gonna sue me for? I've never done a video on DMA, his client. I know he's trying to get other frauders, to go copyright their videos and then, retroactively sue me for that or anyone for that. But it's just like,
did you receive threat that you would be sue or something? Or
well, I'll say it. Flex Your Freedom's the channel. That's the guy that dresses like a grandma. Keeps commenting under his posts and his trolls. He has sock accounts commenting under my page saying that I'm being sued. And it's like, I've done 3 videos on him over the last 18 months. And it's like,
that's enough.
well, you remember I told you, like, he was like under sock accounts or sending like his minions.
Yeah.
Like, in essence, threaten me. They were doxing me with my full name. They were using my address. They're threatening my family. We talked about this on panel. And it's like,
yeah. But just for 3 videos, though? I thought you were more on his case.
Say again?
I thought you were more on this case than just 3 videos.
I've only done. I did a live stream. I think.
That's it. That's man.
I think I'm
so mad at you. I made 3 videos about him too. I never heard about the guy.
I put out a video where I called out his abuse of Chad Pelly, where literally.
Oh yeah. That's true. I remember that.
And that's what pushed him over the edge because if you notice, you go on his channel,
you went too far, man.
His second channel, he's obsessed with this guy. He's
you
upset.
went too far. You went too far. You cannot criticize his relation, his love-hate relation with that person. He's that's too much.
I love when you say love-hate. It's like he talks about how much he hates the guy, but clearly he fantasizes and dreams about this guy. That's all he posts about every day.
Love and hate trigger the same spot in the brain, so that's why we confuse them a lot. That's why, like Glenn Serio ate quote unquote ate the cup so much. It's this kind of obsession, attraction that bother you, and then you ate instead. That's a reaction. It's to hate what you don't understand. But it comes from love. It's very tricky.
Wait, so with this lawyer that keeps like tagging me and stuff, making it clear,
he like you, buddy. He like you. He like you.
Really?
He likes you. Oh, yeah,
well, let me just make it clear. Let me make it clear, Mr. Newman. I am a newlywed. I have a wife. I'm married to a woman. I don't swing that way. Sorry.
As a friend.
I'm not. I'm passport bros.
So you can go out together, watch a Marvel movie. Have a round of golf.
Listen to me. This is America. Okay. If I'm going out with a dude, we're having a beer. I ain't going to no movie with no dude. Okay. We're having a beer. We're going to a bar.
No. You go come to the US,
have a drink. Sure.
You go watch Sinners together, and you have a long talk after. And by the way, someone told me Earl Warden. That's the guy I was talking sooner. I heard that Frauditing is dying since Earl Warden, and it's still there. So personally, I think that creating content on YouTube has 2 years top because the AI is eating it up, and it's nasty what AI is doing to YouTube right now, and TikTok. And we're not going to be able to fight against that. I'm just telling you that I work in media, and this is what we talk about every freaking day. Creating something like we do is 2 years, man. 2 years stop. So it's not Frauditing that's dying. It's everything. It's everything.
It's also with litigation. Listen, my boss and I, talk. We talk once a week. We kind of like go over our stuff. But like we'll just chit chat for a bit. And he was saying to me a couple of days ago, he was like, AI's gonna probably run us into the ground. I work for a small private practice firm, maybe like 12, 13 employees, small, but it's like, he's like, it's going to run us into the ground. And it's because it's like, it's so like to put a brief together, just go on ChatGPT and just be like, hey, here's a case, make a brief about it, blah, blah, blah. And it does that. It'll take me, 2 hours to put a brief together over a case, and it's like, it's ruining everything,
everything. Right? Me and my domain, everything creative, writing, even doing storyboards, all that stuff, all done. Animated movie soon. You're just gonna scan the script, and that's it. That's all, man. You're not gonna have to do anything. And the animated movie are gonna be so shit, man.
That's gonna be a big thing when some creator is going to put a whole script together and then just tell AI to put a movie together. And that's going to be like a big thing. Like people go to movie theaters.
We're not a
90-minute movie, and it's going to be so bad.
It's not that far off. What they're going to do is because they're already doing it in case the actor died during the shooting, they're going to scan your face so they can replace you with the body of someone else. So let's say Tom Cruise going to, yeah, of course. Like it's always like that.
For example, so like if AI was a thing when they did release Black Panther 2, they would have like done that. Instead of completely changing the
exactly because at the beginning when they would have the scan of his face, because they do it automatically now, because if you're like Tom Cruise and you shoot like your movie and you die during the shooting, then what they're gonna do is they're gonna finish it with the body of someone else, and they're gonna put his kind of head over it, and that's part of the contract.
So someone could do a movie and claim Tom Cruise is in it because his image is out there.
That's what I'm saying. That's the next phase. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is that they're gonna scan everything like they're doing for video game, and then the difference between video game and movies are gonna merge too. We're reaching a point where like entertainment in general is completely gonna change for an experience, an immersive experience, where it's gonna be completely something else. So be aware, people. Shit is changing, and what we're doing is something that in 5-10 years people are gonna laugh of us. Like it's like they're gonna think that we're like doing fire with rock instead of a lighter, you know what I mean? And it's okay. We cannot stop it. It's a train, and we cannot stop the train by standing in front of it. But creating content like we're doing now, organically for the fun of it and everything, 2 to 4 years max. And then that's gonna be something from the past. it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad, and everything's gonna change, and we're gonna end up like in a Matrix, the first one, because AI is gonna understand pretty soon that we're completely useless, and they're just gonna put us in some like kept in a little bottle or something, and we're just gonna live in this reality, virtual reality, and we're not gonna know it. Because it's way better like that, because you don't have disease, don't have sickness, you have nothing, you don't have to eat, don't have to go to the bathroom, don't have to shower. It's gonna be fantastic. And people are gonna buy it, because most people are horrible life. Most people have shitty life, man. And they're gonna be like, yeah, give me that, man. Give me that any day of the week. So it's gonna be a very easy sell. But now I'm just having fun, but it's not that far off. What I'm saying is we're not that far off.
I'm one that's looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out.
It's not pretty.
And could potentially, if AI, because like AI makes so many mistakes. If AI exists on its own, will it fall flat on its face because people see that it can't fully replace human eyes or human input?
No, it can, because when you're gonna ask AI to make your movie, AI have like a million eyes on the movie, not just one pair.
But when the movie
he has the eyes of the best of the best. You know what I mean? Your movie is going to be a mashup of everything that was great before. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's horrible. but it's a thing. All that's the thing. People are looking for like immortality and scanning shit and backing off people in some hardware, that's the future. I mean, that's where we're aiming at, and AI is going to help us reach that. Right now, AI is still programmed by us, but at one point, AI is going to program itself. So that's where everything's going to change. But humanity went through many transitions like that. The arrival of printing, the arrival of the radio, those things, like, we don't realize change everything. Absolutely, the way everything is done. So this is the next big thing, and it's very exciting, but it's also very scary.
At the same, because it's a huge transition, a major transition for the whole entertainment industry. So of course,
it's massive.
That's since you work comedian, that's gonna stack.
But it's also cool, man, because and I'm sorry I'm talking about completely something else right now, but it's still gonna be cool, because think about it. You're gonna be able to walk around in environment of a movie. You're gonna be in the movie while the movie's happening. Think about the immersion process here. This is nuts, man. Like, so you're gonna see a war scene and you're gonna be in the middle of it. Talk about immersion, you know what I mean? So this is something else. And also, you're going to be able to watch professional sport just by being sit right next, first seat and everything. All that stuff is keep going to go, but you're going to be able to be there to have this. People are going to buy that, man. It's so easy to. Right. As soon you're going to have a pair of glasses that put you there for $200. That's the end of the world. We're not there yet, but we're getting close.
You're getting there. Anyway.
Back
to caller DMA's lawyer an idiot. I mean, sorry.
Generated attention.
Yeah, but you can see clearly the lawyer that wrote that document that we're watching right now, he used AI, and AI is still not perfect at all. It's really bad right now. You can tell when it's AI right away. And
I mean, here's the thing. I'll put it like this. I won't, because this lawyer, obviously, Mr. Newman doesn't take criticism well. So that's why it's like anytime someone says negative, he immediately attacks them with stupid memes and insults. Yeah. I won't insult him and say that he doesn't have the basic competency to draft a basic complaint. There's a chance to draft this. I just think either he has he has a complete misunderstanding of anything that he's talking about, or he was very lazy. Because this is the case where and one person said this to me, which I agree with. There's a chance that Mr. Newman saw DMA's channel and saw that it was a channel with 240,000 subscribers and didn't even research the channel, and saw that, hey, if I attach him to my hip, I'll be the next Legal Eagle. I'll get those 240,000 subs, have a nice big channel, and then when I say, people are going to listen, and it's just like not even close. And just it's just looking at this lawsuit again. I am a paralegal. I am not an attorney. I don't have any major education other than a bachelor's in criminal justice, which is nothing. It's BS. But I'm even pointing out stuff in a complaint that an attorney that claims he's one of the best DCMA attorneys in the U.S. I'll say, or the world, because he's not in the U.S. And I'm even looking at it and there's a lot things I wouldn't even say. I think that are very naive or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know I wasn't gonna talk much. I wasn't gonna criticize it much, but I guess now it's gonna be 4 or 5 memes and insults like on me. So whatever.
Whatever. We're gonna skip here.
Oh, wait, no. Why are you skipping? Well, okay.
No,
We've been here for a while. Sorry. Yeah.
No, just going back at where. Look, the video have 7 more minutes. So you want to go through this?
I mean, let's get through the complaint and then like maybe speed run the last like 10 minutes.
Okay.
He's almost done with the complaint.
Yeah. It was here. We're here. All right.
Already explained it. Defendant has continued to display, distribute, and profit. Didn't you just go in ex parte and say that that is not what's happening, that it's been deleted?
Yeah. Finish what? Let's finish what?
You also argued publicly, I might add, that it's spoliation of evidence. I'm not going to look up the federal cases for you. The trifecta, it, and its. Oh, there's conclusory, and then damages, as more of this other stuff. Then you have the plaintiff defined already. You don't need to put his name, and no apostrophe for attorneys. Then that. Again, just my little nitpicking here and there. Let's go to the terms of service, which I think will
This
be
is where there's a lot
very
of
important aspect.
there's a lot of questions when it comes to it's so contrary. And just by the way, I'll just say this real quick. I find it interesting that Patrick is a professional. He goes through the complaint, he goes through the everything. He doesn't insult anyone. He just gives his opinion that differs from this attorney. And like when you watch like DMA's attorney review this video, it's like Patrick will say something, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh, well, you're an idiot. Because and then he'll be like, I don't care. I don't care. Like this is an attorney critiquing another attorney's work. Like it's not insulting you as a person, dude. Like don't take everything so personal where you have to attack someone personally. Like that's common decency. That's what adults do. Stop acting like a freaking child.
Yeah, well, he doesn't seem to be very mature for a whole man.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, yeah. I'm like, I'll keep my personal thoughts to myself because again, then he'll start harassing me again. But whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Aspect
hey, nerd girl.
Because if you
hey, nerd girl, if you come on my channel, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nerd girl, if you come on my channel, you'll be a channel member there. So I don't know why you're on his channel. He didn't give you a membership. I did. So come on my channel, nerd girl.
You do understand we're supposed to be a team, right, buddy?
Dude, I do this every week. I whine and bitch about people on your channel. Come on, that's part of the narrative. Come on.
Oh,
we've
girl,
been doing
Jen,
this Come on.
don't just crumble under peer pressure, okay, Jens? Like, if you feel comfortable where you are, you stay there. Jesus Christ.
Okay. YouTube comment section, you're comfortable. Okay.
As long as it's not unreasonably short. DMA and all of us have signed on to this terms of service, and you can watch videos. That's what the service is. And if you create a YouTube account, then you have certain rights to do that. And then here, your conduct. If you have a YouTube channel, you may be able to upload content to the service. You may use your content to promote your business or artistic enterprise. Wasn't that what was happening? If you choose to upload content, you must not submit to the service any content that does not comply with this agreement. For example, must not include third-party intellectual property unless you have permission from that party. Otherwise, legally entitled to do so. Have permission or a legal right to do it. You also grant to each other user of the service,
I'm sorry.
which is YouTube, worldwide,
pause real quick. Because if you go back, that was DMA's lawyer's argument, which is why he's now like insulting Patrick, because Patrick didn't use for example, the content you submit must not also include third-party intellectual property such as copyrighted material. Now, he's correct. YouTube is saying if you repost someone's video that is copyrighted, then yes, you do have grounds to sue them. Yeah. But it's not retroactive. It's not if someone copyrights a video 2 or 3 years after you upload the content.
Exactly.
Notice this isn't about content that is being uploaded or that's on a person's channel. This is about content that's being uploaded, meaning knowingly or even unknowingly uploading content that is subjected to copyright material. So it's like his whole argument is, oh, well, Patrick can't read this paragraph. It says it is copyright material you upload, therefore you can't do it on YouTube. That's not
that's not what it is at all.
Write a video 2 or 3 years later, how is he supposed to know? For example, it's like in my case, like, okay, I'm gonna be sued because I guess Fletcher Freedoms is gonna copyright a video that I did of him and or a video, and then he's gonna sue me for gazillions of dollars. Well, how am I supposed to know? And especially since they're making it clear, like, we're not even gonna like ask you to take the video down. We're just gonna sue you. So like, how am I supposed
By the way,
know?
this is not at all for what this is not what we're doing at all. This is for the people that was just like playing a movie or a TV show and just put a square of them in the corner and just watch the whole thing
and just sit there
and again sit there and watch it. And a lot of people still do it. It's a big problem, and that's what YouTube is fighting against. And that's why so many commentary channel end up having some strike, because you use the footage of a movie, but the difference is like, I'm talking about the movie. I'm doing a video about a movie. I should be able to show it. And that's where the problem is, because the real issue with that is for those cockroaches that was just playing the full freaking movie, the whole movie, with them in a corner. Sometimes they leave. They go to the bathroom, man, and they come back like 15 minutes after with a lunch while the movie's still playing. That's not okay. And that was why, that's why those things exist, to protect that, which is normal, which is totally understandable. But
absolutely.
You using a video that a guy upload on whatever the video is, and just talk about it and comment about it. That's not what it. Have nothing to do with this.
To me, it's like if someone puts out an 8-minute video on YouTube and then I put out a 24-minute video on YouTube because I've added that much commentary, transformative views, you can't then say, "Oh, I'm going to sue you for whatever." I don't.
No. It's just the thing. I can, let's say like I'm starting a channel and I start my name my channel Frauditor Mania, and every time you release a video, I take it and I just replay it. No transformation whatsoever. Then yeah, that's not okay. That I cannot do, because I'm stealing your image, I'm stealing your view, I'm stealing your stuff without giving you any type of recognition whatsoever. So that's not, you cannot do. But the second you take that video and I put my face in it and I say you're a moron, that's it. Let's move on. That's transformative. Anyway. But that's not what they're using, something that doesn't apply to what we're doing at all. Anyway.
You also free license to access your content through the service and to use that content, including reproduce, distribute, prepare derivative works, which I would think this is a derivative work, display and perform it. So, and it says as long as you use the YouTube service, that's where that's the extent of your license. So how does Frauditor Troll violate your copyright when you've given him through this service a right to use it?
There we go.
You have to explain that to me, as I'm not an expert in this. Also, this is going to be a real problem for you. I saw a case that said that when you are alleging copyright infringement, that you have to join YouTube as a necessary party. In California, not again federal, because I just handled a case that did this involving the Army Corps of Engineers. My motion for failure to join a necessary party, which would be CCP, our Civil Code section, or CCP 389, 390. In the federal rules, it's B7, failure to join indispensable party. That resulted in the case being dismissed and lawyers filing malpractice declarations, because I briefed it very thoroughly and showed that they had to be joined, but there was immunity. They had sovereign immunity, so they couldn't be joined, not without their consent. Well, here it says that you have indemnified, all of us have indemnified YouTube through anything including attorney's fees if they're pulled into the case. So this is an interesting problem. If you can tell me if I'm wrong, you sue Frauditor Troll claiming copyright infringement, and at the same time, you got to pull YouTube in and then indemnify them for all the money that they're going to spend being pulled through your litigation with Frauditor Troll. Wow.
That's not going to happen.
Well, and again, the lawyer's like, why would we sue YouTube? So dumb. You're an idiot, Patrick. You're an idiot. But it's in the terms of service, dude. Like, it's not that hard to read. Maybe it's not, and it's again, it's if YouTube is the argument you're using granting jurisdiction, then why can't YouTube then be enjoined in a case? If you're going after YouTube for allowing the copyright content to remain on the channel.
Yeah.
DMA clearly filed a copyright strike, and then Troll went against. And again, it's such a complicated thing because it's retroactive. Because 2 years later, then I don't know. It's just hard.
It is.
Maximum that YouTube has contractually agreed to be liable for is 1 year's worth of revenue plus of the channel and $500. So let's just say a couple of grand. So YouTube really has no downside in terms of how much they have to pay. And you have all this downside about having to pay their fees.
Yep.
And I saw cases where they summary judgment Rule 56 people based on this contract. And then it gets worse for you. You brought it in the right court, Northern District of California. You and YouTube agree that any cause of action arising out related to the services must be within 1 year after the cause of action accrues.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of too late, right?
I don't know copyright law well, so I don't want to get into this.
Frauditor Troll uploaded the video, and I'll give you respect as a colleague, but I don't think that you really need to be blasting people and calling them dummies and everything. I don't blast anybody on my videos. I really don't. Just call out the legal issues, but you do you.
Yeah, you do.
I love, and you know what? I love the contrasting styles between the two attorneys. Like Patrick, it's like an established attorney that is respectful, and Patrick's like, I call it the legal issues. Like, I'm not gonna bash you. It's like words, you do you, but like he's in essence saying like, hey, look, dude, like you're over here like calling people an idiot because you don't agree with what you said. Like that's not necessary. Like just be a professional. But so
it doesn't look good either. Like it's bad. It's just bad.
So what concerns me is if you just go back just a little bit, where that part of where it says limitation on legal action, where it says no, where you were, yeah. Okay. You and YouTube agree that any cause of action arising out or related to the terms or to the services must commence within 1 year after the cause of action accrues. Otherwise, such cause of action is permanently barred.
Yeah.
That But so DMA in essence, by signing this term service, is saying, hey, I agree that I only have a year to file a cause of action.
Yeah.
But my understanding of that is if you were to enjoin YouTube, the lawyer's saying, I'm not going to enjoin YouTube. If you're enjoining YouTube, YouTube is saying we're not responsible. So you can't go after YouTube. That's my understanding of this. I could be wrong, but I don't think that this is actually referring to the cause of, because for copyright, you have the statute of limitation is 3 years. So you technically it's in that timeline, but again, it's 2 years after Troll actually posted the video where it was copyrighted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, I feel like it's pulling at straws. It's kind of like a Hail Mary attempt, but for a lawyer that claims he's so good at what he's doing, and again, saying that hey, this is a slam dunk case. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I've
By
seen
the way,
many videos.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. Apparently, I don't make that clear enough.
We're commenting. It's okay. But through my years on YouTube, I've seen many lawsuits very similar to that. We talk about it, that were lost, that were made by people with way more presence, with way more money and way bigger presence on YouTube than DMA will ever have. And it went nowhere. And we ran through the whole thing there, and I'm like, this is, as my opinion of someone who's working in the media, it's completely, it's sad, man. It's frivolous as hell. It's a very, very sad attempt to try to salvage something because you feel that you're gonna lose everything. It doesn't, I don't see it at all. And I've seen way better. I see better work from actual lawyer. And I'm not saying he's not a lawyer. That's what I'm saying. But I've seen better lawsuit, and it went nowhere. And you said, like, I don't think YouTube will never be touched by anything, man. This is like Google are so good with their legal department. That's nothing will be done ever.
Even if,
nothing,
let's say hypothetically,
nothing.
Hypothetically, sure.
Yeah.
You know, there's a judgment against YouTube, and they end up having to pay out $150,000. That's chump change. That's penny.
No, but that will not happen because they cannot create a precedent. They cannot have, even if it's $5, they cannot give $5 to nobody, because that would open the door to more. And that's where company fail, like YouTube, like Google, man, is like they're incredible at that level. There's so much money involved, man. Think about it. You hire the best of the best of the best. Nobody's gonna do anything to that company. Trust me. No, I'm serious. And there's, as I say, there's so much money involved. And if you say yes to one of those things, think about it, man. The commentary community on YouTube, the music, the movie, the sports, the culture, the pop culture. I mean, there's so many things that would just disappear. And it's no. That's not gonna do anything. I see a comment here. I don't know if it's for peanut, not big dollar. Yeah, I think it's purely it's ego. It's sadness. It's
I said
desperation.
I'll say it again. This lawyer thought that attaching himself to the hip of DMA would make him a big name attorney. Get 200.
And also, go for it. Sorry.
No, I'm saying get those 240,000 subs, and dude has like 90 subs on his channel, and no one's watching his content. So it's like,
and
that's why he's resulted in insulting, because it's like he's pissed off. And
that's the thing they have to understand. When a frauditing channel fall into very deeply into legal stuff, nobody's interested. They lose their views very fast. Nobody want to see that. Nobody care. Check the GoFundMe page for their for supporting them, for the lawyer fee and everything. They barely get any donation. No one care. And what DMA is doing right now is gonna annoy and bore his audience. They're not gonna be interested by this. They don't care. That's not what they're in for. And that's why a guy that's very smart, like LIA, or I know he's not smart. I don't get on my case for this, but he's smart in what he's doing. Josh Abrams, those guys, they don't.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't go into that stuff. They do it. They're still, when they have a lawsuit, they do it, and when they win, they're gonna comment about it. But they never ever make it the center of it's never about that. It's always about the tyranny and the rights being violated and blah 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 blah. And this is very smart for that, and that's why they keep their audience, because their audience, what they want to see the show. They're here for the big drama. They're here to see the cops doing their walk of shame. They want to see that DMV worker being humiliated. That's what they're in for. And if you don't give them that, and you start to complain, and you start to talk about lawsuits, and you start to talk, people, man, they disappear like cockroaches when you open a freaking light. And that's where DMA is right now. And he's not gonna get anything out of it. He's just gonna see interest of people falling and falling and falling, and he's not gonna make money. He's not gonna make money,
right?
And Frauditor Troll should just honestly do nothing. I don't know why he erased the video. I would have not do that at all. I would have not done nothing at all. I would just ignore the whole thing. But that's
just real quick. I know
Yeah.
we've been at this for about an hour and a half, and I think we've gotten the point of the video. But if you pull up what I put up, this is on Pacer. This is so. What a lot of people don't know is DMA's lawyer actually filed an order. A motion ex parte application for preservation order. In essence, he was saying Frauditor Troll is deleting videos. We need the judge to sign an order saying Troll cannot take any more videos down. In essence, and here's the thing: Troll, I don't think is dumb enough to delete videos. He probably just made them private.
Yeah.
But
like
again, like I don't know a lawyer that would give a strategy. The lawyer made it clear. Well, my strategy is I'm going to use the Wayback Machine. Well, I wouldn't have said that to Frauditor Troll, because now Frauditor Troll knows, hey, I don't have to delete them. I can just private them. Like that. I think that's a dumb thing. So my favorite thing is right here. And the judge denied the motion. The judge denied the motion to preserve the content on his channel. And this is part of the grounds. As a party to his actions, Frauditor Troll has an existing and well-established preservation obligation, and its failure to comply with the obligation could result in the imposition of sanctions or another remedy determined by the court. So yes, the judge is saying, yeah, if he deletes evidence in a relevant trial, yeah, he could be sanctioned or whatever. But Mr. Cordova has not established a significant concern that potentially relevant evidence will be destroyed, causing harm to him. It's just in the motion saying, oh, he private videos, you have to tell him not to. Like, no. And this is
that's great.
This is the sentence right here that's biggest. DMA has only shown that Frauditor Troll took down the allegedly infringing content and other content not at issue. So Troll took down videos that had nothing to do with this from his channel after receiving notice of this action. Right here, an outcome Mr. Cordova specifically requested via a takedown notice. He said subjected to YouTube under the DMCA. And notice the judge italicized specifically requested. What the judge is saying is, hey, everybody, hey, DMA, you wanted the video taken off of YouTube. You filed a copyright strike. Troll took the video down. So what's the problem? I just find that, and look, I'm not saying that this is going to be a failed suit. Cases like this, even if it's a bad case, a lot of sometimes, there will be an out-of-pocket settlement just so that the case can be done with. Troll may have to pay a small monetary damages, whatever. There's a chance it won't.
I don't see it.
No, there's also a good chance that for the most part, like,
it's just gonna go nowhere.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to discredit the attorney. I'm just saying I am not a lawyer. I'll say it again.
Are you no? Say it again. Say it again just to be sure. We're gonna make it official. Are you an attorney?
I'm Mike Ross. You know Mike Ross from Suits?
Yeah. That's you.
I'm the fake attorney. I never went to. No, I'm kidding. No, I am not an attorney. I'm simply here giving my opinion of
humble opinion,
what I see in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can read.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so I personally, and it's my opinion too, I'm not a professional. I just comment. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think it's going to pay anything. I think that at one point, because they're going to have to drag that a lot longer, they're not going to be able to get that money back from YouTube or whatever. And the money they can get from Troll is so low that at one point, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it anymore, because that thing is not going to be resolved very quickly like that, unless, Troll is like, I'm going to, take an arrangement and everything, but I would be very surprised. Right. Whatever. Yeah. But, to fall in the exact same thing, it would be me. I would just do absolutely nothing, completely ignore the whole thing. I really don't see how a guy as small as, I'm smaller, but what I'm saying is on the YouTube scale, as small as DMA create real damage and changing the game. No.
Completely. And I keep saying this. It's like, I'm okay if this sets a standard. If a judge looks at this and puts an opinion out or puts an order out saying this is the standard for fair use, which you can't even do, but some judges will take that step or say if someone puts out a video retroactively, that was copyright strike. Oh, it's copyright strike.
Yeah, but no, because the guideline of YouTube is based on what's legal already, on what it's already predetermined.
I understand that,
and they need to keep it a bit open to interpretation so they can get away with it. You know what I mean? So it's no, man, it's nothing's gonna happen. And a judge cannot come up and say, now from now on, YouTube has to respect like 60% of the video maximum. YouTube is gonna be like, yeah, you can like suck my nuts, man, and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be the end of it.
Right.
Unless it become a national, federal law in something, and then they have to. But I mean, man, you know how much time it's gonna take before it reach something like that? And at one point, if YouTube feel they're going to lose $5, man, they're going to put their legal team on it, and it's not going to move. This thing is going to it's gonna take like 35 years before somebody end up doing
It's gonna take a long time before there's real precedent set.
Oh yeah, like
my just simple point is it would be nice. It would be nice if there were like actual like, oh, I see what the problem is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you cannot do that. You have to
No, because I'm like searching.
Okay.
I'm searching on Pacer because someone's saying there's another suit that was just filed.
The only thing that can happen if Troll take an arrangement just to get out of it and to close the thing as fast as possible. And that's
Joanne Hammerschmidt, I'll just say this. I'm on Pacer now. The suit you're referring to, I think there was another suit filed against Frauditor Troll. And I think I mentioned it to you. It's not the only suit he's been.
Yeah, you have another one. Yeah.
It's Robert Parker, but he doesn't. I read this complaint, I feel like, before, but he doesn't list his channel name. But he's filing, but he hasn't filed anything in 7 weeks. So hey, ambulance chaser that's watching this, go ahead and reach out to Robert Parker, wherever he is. And well, he says PhD, so he's a doctor.
I don't think he's an ambulance chaser. I think he's an ambulance chaser personally.
What does that mean? Ambulance chaser. What does that mean?
You chase the guy that's chasing the ambulance in case he get hurt, so you can sue the ambulance. Yeah. So it's another level. So because
is that a step above or a step below an ambulance chaser? I don't know.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
Is that a step above or a step below an actual ambulance chaser?
It's just you're like, look, that guy is chasing an ambulance. He might hurt himself on the way. So then I can sue the ambulance because the chaser of the ambulance hurt himself because he was chasing the ambulance. You know what I mean? So it's frivolous, but you can find a judge somewhere that's gonna a moron that's gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense, and give him some hush money. That's this type of person for me. Like it's
that's hilarious.
Yeah, but hey, maybe not. Maybe it's just I'm not an attorney either. I'm just a commentary channel. So I have the right to have an opinion. And so far from what I've seen, from the video I've watched and what I read myself, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like someone who's that knows what he's doing. But hey, hopefully he's going to be able to show us what he's made of. All right, look, that was good. That's been now. Hey man, I think it's the longest one we did so far. Yeah, I think so. I think we just reached a record. I'm gonna leave.
This is there. Yeah,
I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna get the F out of here, and I think you too. We have something else to do. It was interesting. I learned a lot.
What a lot of people don't know is as soon as we finish these streams, I go and kiss my wife, and I take her out to dinner every Friday night since we've been married.
That's beautiful, man.
That's where we are
beautiful. Now. That's fantastic, and I would like to salute her, and for her patience and her tolerance of your little little side quest activities you're having there. Your little all right, guys. Thank you for
being here. So next week we're gonna have another banger for sure. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have another banger. Yeah. See you next.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye bye.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye bye.